Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 SXI. This car's just come in on part exchange to us. Obviously we specialise in Japanese cars, predominantly Honda and Lexus, but now and again we get one in as part exchange, and this is one of them. This car's covered 96,000 miles, finished in grey. Not a car I know a huge amount about, but that's not the point of the video, it's just to go around the car for you. The front of the car looks pretty clean actually, lights and lenses are clear and intact, just a little bit of paste on the headlights would sort of shine those up better. Bonnet is actually very good. There's a couple of obviously leading edge stone chips, but nothing major on there. And the bird has deposited something on there. It is just bird droppings, nothing else, nothing more sinister than that. Near side of the car, actually very clean in the panels. A few light marks on the bumper corner there, but again minimal really. Panels generally very good. It's lovely and bright and shiny today, but actually it's a bit rubbish for videos unfortunately, because you don't get to see everything. But it actually looks pretty crisp down this side. Bumper corner there, you've got a little scag. Hopefully you can see a little mark on the plastic bumper, so obviously there's no damage to it, and a tiny bit just on the join. But I am nitpicking. The only one, actually I'm sure it is a dent, because it's just so neat, is by the Vauxhall badge there all around, but I don't know, I've not looked at other Vauxhalls to see if that is actually what they are like, but I'm assuming it's a dent, so I'm claiming it as a dent, I'm afraid. Around to the offside, driver's side of the car, again very smooth in the panel work, no big indentations. Down the side, oh, you've got some very light sort of brush marks, which would easily, sort of 10 minutes with a bit of teacup would get rid of all of those from what I can see, because they're ever so light indeed. But externally, actually, for a 10-year-old car, or 11-year-old car now, it's actually in rather nice condition, with just with those highlighted areas for you. Let's go into the boot area. Parked in the shade now actually, because it gets so glary, it's almost impossible to see. But boot area, good sized boot, been kept very well. It's coming to the back, the rear seat area. Seat fabrics actually look very, very good indeed. Come to the front of the passenger side, again, passenger seat, all in pretty good order, again for the age and mileage of the car. When you come in on the driver's side, again, all generally very clean and tidy. Obviously just the normal way you can expect to see on any car this age and mileage on the driver's seat there, but actually quite a bit better than most. So inside the car now, engine's running as always, so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard actually in very nice condition. We come across the main dash binnacle there, hopefully you can see 96,619 miles, and there are no warning lights on whilst the engine's running. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Vauxhall Corsa. It's a 1.2 SXI. The car is registered DL12MFY. Mileage at the start of the road test is 96,619. The reason we do all of our videos, and as I always say, especially this road test section, and actually especially for cars of this age and with potential issues, is this road test section. So basically people get to see the car in operation before they come to us. That way we can let them know of any issues there might be with the car before setting off, so, and we will do so. Road test, by the way, is also done on the road test route we take our customers on, or part of it at least, and the hope is then that it'll be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. Right, so coming to the car, as you'll know from the walk around section, this is a car we're taking in as a part exchange to us. Going through all the things like I always do, always do the same things on these videos, starting with the engine, which starts absolutely straight away and settles to a smooth, even idle. Pulls really sweetly. It's quite a peppy engine for a relatively small engine. It's keen, it gets up and goes, it's quiet on the move. Of course, they're very economical, and I understand, but I'm happy to stand corrected. So if someone feel free to do so. I believe, at least, these are cam chain driven engines. I'm sure someone will tell me differently if that is the case, but that's what we understand. But it sounds really nice and sweet and smooth in operation. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. So coming to the, there's two things on this car that I'm aware of. nothing major, by the way, far from it. Basically, clutch bites perfectly, allows the gears to engage perfectly. Everything it has got, which I'm sure someone could do something about relatively easily, it's got a bit of a creak when you release the clutch pedal. So actually on the pedal itself, or on the spring or something underneath, you've got a little bit of a creak there. It's most noticeable actually at basically now. So when you pull away in first and you're releasing the clutch slowly, you can hear it there creaking. When you're up and going, second's not nowhere near as bad, and the others, because they're quicker changes, are much quieter, so you can virtually hardly hear it. But it is there, and that's the point of the video, is to show anything where these things kind of manifest themselves. So I said, it's probably sort of grease on the springs there. On these Hondas, it used to be, it wasn't the spring, it was the little master cylinder, it actuates the hydraulics of the clutch. So it may be the same on these, I don't know. But it said, if it was a Honda, I'd be able to say pretty much definitely. On these I don't, but it doesn't affect the drive of the car in any way. Gear changes, 5-speed box, slick, smooth, it's nice and tight still in the gears. So all the gears engage absolutely perfectly, no issues there at all. The engagement's a lot better than previous Vauxhalls that I used to drive in the past, which I used to hate their gearboxes, but this one's actually more substantial feeling and nicer in lots of ways. So coming to the steering, chassis of the car, one thing straight away that I noticed about the car, it does feel very solid and smooth on the road. It doesn't feel like a car that's 11 years old or with the mileage it's done, because it feels very tight. There's no sort of creaks, rattles or anything like that from underneath the car. Sometimes you get in a car this age and they can feel a little bit older, they feel a bit sort of loose. But this one doesn't at all. It's steering, everything about it feels very, very tight indeed. Steering's actually, again, because I've got this bit of a pet hate with cars, especially kind of these sort of smaller city cars, where they go for kind of overlight power steering. This has got a nice weight to it. It's pretty accurate. It's follows faithfully. It's done very, very nicely indeed. And the chassis, what again stands out is it feels quite a substantial car. Again, doesn't feel like a small car, which they can feel kind of light and bouncy and lightweight. This feels quite solid on the road. It rides very, very comfortably, I have to say. It deals with imperfections really impressively. And as I said before, there's absolutely no sort of rattles or clonks or anything coming from underneath the car in any way. Brakes on the car, make sure no one's directly behind me, but they are really good on the car. Did notice a bit of sort of low speed squeal, sometimes you get that from the pads where they're a bit squeaky, but on the move you just don't hear it at all. And then finally coming inside the car, and again, I have to say, quite impressed, because I've only driven I think one of these Corsas previously. Build quality is very good. There's no squeaks or rattles in here at all. Nice place to sit, I have to say. Again, the dash layout's relatively simple, but all the better for it. You've got a nice sort of piano black finish on the plastics here. Looks rather nice. Radio's working fine. Which brings me on to the only other issue that I can find on the car. Air conditioning blows out lovely cold air, but it only seems to work on the highest blower setting. So I'm guessing, and it is again only a guess because it's ice cold in there now, is that the blower switch itself probably needs a replacement one of those, which you'll no doubt be able to sort of grab off a second-hand one somewhere rather than giving Vauxhall a load of your money. But that's it. It's sitting in here, very comfortable, very quiet, very smooth, drives really well. And as we mentioned in the adverts of these cars, we know that the perceived retail value of this car is much higher than we're selling it for. But we tend to get anything that isn't a Honda or a Lexus off our website very quickly, and the easiest way to do that is to sell it at a price far lower than it ordinarily would be, even allowing for the odd minor thing on the car, which naturally you're going to get on a car in this age. But hopefully, unlike lots of garages, we do at least try and let you know before you come to us, so you're fully aware of it. But aside from that, I said the car drives very, very nicely indeed.